And we are set for action tonight. The first event in the pool, the men's 400-meter freestyle. The first chance for athletes to take a swing at Paris 2024. And we're excited to get going in this one. 10 lanes in the pool. Meeting the athletes now, Byron. There's Zach Parise.
Zach Parise will have lane number 1. He's from the powerful Point Claire Swim Club. There's Seb Collins. I know one person in the stands that's very excited. His mom, Suzanne, is the CEO of Swim Canada. Nathan Versluis from Calgary. He was a silver medalist at the U Sport University National Championships this year in this very event, 400 freestyle. Jeremy Bagshaw. Call me Dr. Bagshaw. He just graduated from medical school in Ireland. He swims out of BC. 32 years of age. Jordi Vilches, youngster from Barrie. His coach, Andy Bobby, has done a great job with that program in Barrie. Alex Axon, originally out of Newmarket, trains in Markham. He's known more for his 5K and 10K open water swims, but he finaled in the shorter distances at the Pan Ams. Timothy Barbeau was at the Pan Am team. There he is. He swims in the Olympic pool in Montreal, the one that was supposed to host these trials, but it had to get moved.
Good point.
Ethan Eck from Tallahassee. His 2 siblings are here with him. His parents met at British Columbia on the volleyball team, and now they're down in Florida. Your fastest qualifier, Eric Brown, also from Point Claire. There are 2 Point Claire swimmers in this one. Eric was on the Commonwealth Games team back in 2022, and he also has dabbled in the open water, the 10K swims, which take 2 hours, Rob. It's a little different than in the pool swimming. This one will take a little under 4 minutes.
I should mention Lauren Wigington did qualify quickest, however, has decided not to swim in the final, and so lane 4 to Eric Brown. He'll look to make the most of it.
Well, and people would wonder why, if he qualified first, would he do that? Well, his best event is later in the program in the next couple of days, and he's saving up for that to make sure he qualifies for the Olympics.
All right, top of the pool is lane 9. Edward Duffy, then Sebastian Paulins is in 8. Jeremy Dr. Bagshaw in 7. Alex Axon, who swept the 4, at least Eric Brown swept the 4, 8, and 15 last year. He's in lane 4. Alex Axon's in 6. Ethan X in 5. Brown's in 4. Tim Barbeau's in 3. Vichez is in 2. Versluis is in 1. And Parise is in lane 0. That's closest to us. You can see it there on the bottom of the pool.
Well, and a lot of people would wonder, why don't they just put the lanes 1 to 10? Well, the reason is that even though it's a 10-lane pool, very often, until recently, you'd only swim in the middle 8 lanes. Therefore, it would start with that second lane you see from the bottom, which would be lane 1, and it would move its way up.
So again, 400 meters, 8 lengths of the pool. The athletes, it's all about speed, endurance, and it's all about getting the pacing right, Byron, as they get to 100 meters. And the fastest is Eric Brown at 55.87. He's got a long way to go, and everybody else.
Well, the key here, there's 2 keys to this race, Rob. And the one is the time to qualify for the Olympic Games is 3:46.78. That's about 3 seconds faster than every single person in this field's best time. So it's a bit of a stretch for them to do it. The question is, what did they decide with their coach? Did they decide, I'm just going to go for this, and if I can't even climb out of the pool at the end, that's okay? Or I'm just going to get a good swim now, and my future is the Olympics maybe in 4 years. They've got to make that decision coming into this and try to have a great race. The question is, can they drop their best time by that much? It's a big ask.
Eric Brown still in the lead at 125.46 over 150 meters. He's got a different kind of, when he swims a little differently than everybody else. It seems a little slower, but he really reaches, does Eric Brown.
He's got, some of the coaches say he swims tall. He's got a big, long stroke, and therefore he doesn't have to turn over quite as fast. So 155.1, that's a 29-second lap. If he keeps that up, he's actually going to be able to drop under his best time and maybe challenge that time of 3:46. But he can't fall off in these next 250s. They're the key.
Alex Axon was 29.5 in his last 50. He is trying to keep pace. Remember, the 2 middle lanes are the 2 middle yellow lanes are 4 and 5. 4 is closest to us, and then 5. Flipping first is Eric Brown in lane 4, 250 meters, and 224.40.
So he's got a shot here if he can just stay with those kind of splits. He's got an absolute shot to be able to make it. Trying to give him a push over there in lane number 6 is Alex Axon, as you mentioned, Rob. He's from Newmarket, now trains out of Markham with Coach Sean Baker. He was on the Pan Am team where he finaled in the 800 and the 1500. I saw him a month ago, and he had a blazing last 100 meters, so Axon could catch Brown if he's got that same last 100 meters.
Less than 100 meters to go now. Brown a slight lead on Axon, who's got a slight lead on Dr. Bagshaw up there in lane 7.
So they're going to be over the time. My math wasn't quite as good at the 200-meter mark. They're going to be around their best times, but that won't be under the Olympic qualifying time. But again, as I said, these guys are young. They've still got a lot in front of them.
21-year-old Eric Brown out of Pointe-Claire Swim Club has a PB of 3:50.68, but he is now in second place behind Alex Axon, who went 28.5 in that last 50, and he's taken the lead.
Look at the powerful kick on Axon. He was definitely paced this race brilliantly. A lot of people call it even splitting when you go out and come back just as fast, and he had that a month ago. He's got it again. He looks great, Rob.
He is just ripping. Alex Axon's got a body length lead, and it's Alex Axon's going to be first, and second place goes to Brown, and Bagshaw takes third. The 32-year-old taking another crack at it and enjoying it all, but Alex Axon in 3:50.10.
Basically, the swimmers are trying to keep their splits somewhat even, and then if you've got more at the tank at the very end, that's what you're going to do. And I saw Alex swam that 4 weeks ago, and he was brilliant in the way he split that one. And this one, he had by far the last length that he put into that length was faster than everybody by actually a full second almost. So very good swimming for Alex Axon. This is your last turn with 50 meters to go. Look at Axon, over quicker than Eric Brown, pushes off, and it's off to the races. He's brought in that powerful motorboat kick at the end. Look at how powerful that kick is. Usually your legs are hurting. Look at some of the other athletes. They're trying to pick it up on the last length, but Axon has definitely got the class of this field in the 400-meter freestyle.
Summons his inner Kyle Chalmers in the last 50 meters there with the motorboat attached. So Axon in 3:50.10. You see it is not quite the Olympic A standard for qualifying. We got some young swimmers in the mix. Ethan Eck, the 16-year-old at 3:53.85. Solid result for him. But it was all about Alexander Axon, the winner, the Canadian champion in 2024.